The Cadillac XTS debuted in 2013 for people who wanted a very traditional coddling midsize luxury sedan. It was also one of the first Cadillacs to introduce their new design language and the infotainment cue system. For 2015, the changes are pretty minimal, however. The biggest news is the addition of the 4G LTE connection with Wi-Fi. Other than that, there's really no big changes for this model year. But let's go ahead and check out the XTS and see if it competes well in the midsize luxury sedan class. Now, as far as where the XTS slots in Cadillac's lineup, it's a midsize luxury sedan. However, there is another midsize luxury sedan in Cadillac's lineup, and that is the Cadillac CTS. However, that is way more sportier than the XTS here. And also, the CTS used to be Cadillac's entry-level luxury vehicle. However, that has now been replaced by the Cadillac ATS. But as far as styling goes on the XTS, of course you have the traditional Cadillac styling cues of the vampire-looking like headlights as well as the tail lights too. You also do have LED daytime running lights. Overall, the style on this vehicle is pretty elegant and classy, but it's a little conservative, to be honest. Now, our trim of the XTS we do have here is the Luxury Collection, and it is pretty loaded. It's very nice inside of this vehicle. Now, as far as the key fob design goes, I love the key fob for the XTS. Pretty high quality looking overall. And you do have your lock, unlock, your remote engine start, your panic button, and to release your trunk. Now, it is the radiant silver metallic exterior color with smart key access on all four doors. We also do have a beautiful full-on gray leather interior. Power driver's seat with your power recline, power lumbar, and you also do have a manual thigh extension for greater seating comfort. Now, stepping on inside of the XTS here, you're greeted with a very lavish interior, of course. And Cadillac has certainly stepped up their game in recent years in terms of their interior designs. And it certainly can compete head-on with Mercedes and BMW with its interior. Now, you do have push-button ignition, of course. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 3.6 liter V6 that's very commonly used in a lot of GM's products. Now, you do have a full leather-wrapped steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, you have a 6-speed automatic. We also do have manual shiftability via the paddle shifters located behind the steering wheel. Putting the vehicle into reverse will display your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. Also, what's a neat little feature here is that when you get close to hitting something in the XTS, the seat will actually vibrate to warn you. We also do have rear parking sensors as well. It's a pretty neat little feature. Not all vehicles do that. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. Automatic driver's side window, and I'm going to go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. You also do have these pretty handsome looking 19-inch alloy wheels. High intensity discharge headlights with your LED daytime running lights and front parking sensors as well. Overall, the front end looks decently aggressive and pretty elegant too. Now essentially under the hood here we have the 3.6 liter V6 that you will find in a lot of GM's vehicles. Produces 304 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and 264 pound-feet of torque at 5,200 RPM. It is front-wheel drive with EPA estimates being 18 in the city and 28 on the highway. It also does have variable valve timing and direct injection. Now, competitors of the XTS, like I said, you have the vehicles in the mid-size luxury sedan category. This includes the likes of the Lexus ES, Lincoln MKZ, as well as the Acura TLX. As far as pricing of the vehicle goes, starting at the base trim, it starts at $44,660. The luxury trim starts at $49,000. The premium starts at $54,670. Platinum starts at $62,015. And then the V Sport Premium starts at $62,735. And then finally, the V Sport Platinum starts at $69,785. Coming to the rear, we have LED taillights with a vampire look, a traditional styling cue for Cadillac. We also do have rear parking sensors, dual exhaust tips, and rear reflectors, and this rear third brake light that's pretty big. And then we also do have a shark fin antenna on the top. Pretty stylish overall, and very classy. Of course, all of your basic power necessities here: power windows, power mirrors, and your power door locks. Nice soft touch armrest too, and memory seat settings for 2 people. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Now, build quality and materials are pretty good overall. You have nice soft touch materials up here on the upper door panel, mid door panel, armrest of course. And you really couldn't say the same thing about Cadillacs in the 2000s. There wasn't a whole lot of soft touch materials everywhere. You have nice padding up here and then on the dashboard too. And also right here as well. Materials are just excellent inside of this Cadillac. And it's very impressive, especially for Cadillac. Now, build quality is also decent too, but I wouldn't say it's the best in the class. And it's much better than how it was about 10 years ago. And not a whole lot of the interior trim and pieces creak a whole lot. Everything pretty much fits well together for the most part. Overall, build quality and materials are pretty good, especially for a Cadillac. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, love the steering wheel for the XTS. I especially love this piano black veneer trim. However, you do get fingerprints on it every once in a while, but very stylish and high quality looking overall. Now, coming to these buttons over here, we have your cruise control buttons, and then right here is where your forward collision alert is, and then we also do have your heated steering wheel and your Bluetooth phone controls. Coming right here, we have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, like the seek and track button, as well as the volume buttons too. We also do have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. It's pretty nice. Decent range of adjustment. You also do have a little storage cubby right there, lined with felt. Pretty high quality. Coming up there, that's where you'll find your auto dimming rearview mirror. Then you have your OnStar, of course. And then your Ultra View sunroof with the sliding shade. And here's the controls for it right there. We also do have your garage home link as well. Interior illumination lighting, which are LEDs. Coming down here, we also do have another little storage cubby with a 12-volt power outlet. Love this wood grain interior trim. And then you also do have your cup holders. Coming to the center console, it's nice and stitched and padded. Then right there you will find 2 USB ports, an auxiliary input, and a 12-volt power outlet. There's a decent amount of storage too. Headliner is also decently plush, pretty high quality. Now as far as seating comfort goes for the XTS, it's very superb. And this isn't your traditional old Cadillac of very pillowy, soft seats. These seats are actually pretty firm compared to those ones. And they have just the right amount of side bolstering, and then also the nice right amount of plushness to keep you in your seat. And then also the thigh extension also does help out quite a lot with the thigh support on this vehicle. And the seats are very comfortable. I would certainly take this XTS on a long road trip. As far as visibility goes in the XTS, it's not the best in the midsize luxury sedan category. I would say that the Lexus ES is certainly the best one in terms of that. You have really thick C-pillars back there. And then also the A-pillars are kind of thick too. Outward visibility can be a little bit better. Now coming to the climate controls here, we do have dual zone automatic climate control. However, we do have touch sensitive buttons and they're not calibrated all that great. The responsiveness is just not all that great, and it's kind of hard to use on a daily basis. However, locating all the controls is pretty easy, and it's very easy to figure out. Now, we have your temperatures right here, and then it'll display up on the screen on the Cadillac Q Infotainment System of what temperature you're at. Then you have your fan speeds right here, and then same with the fan speeds too. And then we also do have your rear window defroster, front window defroster, and your recycling, and your heated seats and cooled seats, 3-staged for the driver and the passenger. Coming up to this top portion right here, we have your volume swipe button, and then we also do have the home screen for the Cadillac Infotainment System, and then your on and off button for the radio. Now what's pretty interesting is that when you press on this part right here, it'll actually reveal a little storage cubby, and then it'll reveal a USB port down there, and there's a decent amount of storage. This is a great little feature if you want to impress your friends. Now let's get to the Cadillac Q Infotainment System here. Now we've seen this many times on many new Cadillacs, and this infotainment system debuted around 2012-2013 on the XTS. It was actually one of the first vehicles to have the Q system. And the main gripe I have about the Cadillac Q is certainly the lack of responsiveness. And then also some of the loading times on the screens is pretty long. But basically when you click on this home button right here, it'll reveal this home screen. Coming to the audio, we have your AM, FM, and then coming to your different media sources, you have Bluetooth streaming audio as well as your auxiliary input and your USB port for the iPod integration. Down here we have your presets and then your seek and track buttons right there. And then you have your voice recognition. Let's go ahead and test out the voice recognition.
Say a command or say help.
Tune to 103.5 FM.
Tuning to 103.5 FM.
Overall, the voice recognition does work pretty well in this vehicle, and it does pick up my words quite well too. Let's get back to the home screen. Coming to phone, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone. Have all your contacts stored on there, of course, just like any other Bluetooth system, and then have an integrated dial pad. Listen to some voicemails too and view recent calls. Coming to settings, you can change many different settings of the system, like the language, if you want your valet mode, radio, display, like the brightness and the contrast. You can calibrate the touchscreen to how you would like. I have to say, one thing I do love about the Cadillac Q system is the haptic feedback that it gives when you click on something. That's pretty neat. We also do have the Pandora internet radio, which you can access through your smartphone data connection. Like I said, new for the 2015 model year is the 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot system. coming to the navigation system, it's pretty easy to read. It's not the most intuitive system in the world. The loading times are pretty long, I have to say. We do have live traffic and live weather on this bad boy as well. You can enter in the destination by voice, but don't expect to find anything like a touchpad where you can enter in the destination like BMW and Audi. Now, we also do have 3D rendering of buildings, which is pretty nice. Overall, the graphics are okay. The rendering is not the greatest. Can use a little bit of work on the navigation system. Coming to the weather, this screen takes the longest to load. And you can view your forecast daily for 5 days, 36 hour, hourly, which is pretty nice. Coming to climate, basically you can control all your climate from the touchscreen rather than the buttons down here. Then you have your OnStar too. And then your digital clock always displays up right there on the upper right hand corner, and then you have your exterior temperature readout in the left hand corner. And we also do have a Bose premium audio sound system in this vehicle. Now coming to these set of buttons over here, we have the opening for your glove box button, which is pretty neat. And then right here we have your parking sensors. And then right there we also do have your lane keeping assist. Now this vehicle also does come with a driver awareness package, which comes with side blind zone alert, as well as the lane departure warning, forward collision alert, and the rear cross traffic alert too. Now, as far as driving the XTS goes, comfort is the main attribute when driving the XTS here. Even though this car is pretty big and lengthwise, it actually feels pretty small behind the wheel, and it's decently maneuverable. Now, the ride comfort is buttery smooth. It's very traditional Cadillac. Now, it's not the Cadillacs from the 70s and the 80s with being a land yacht. However, it's a very buttery smooth kind of ride. And the handling is okay. However, there are better choices if you're looking for more spirited driving. But overall, driving dynamics is pretty good for the XTS, thanks to its pretty good maneuverability despite its size, and then also the very buttery smooth ride. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the XTS. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Build quality and materials do of course follow through in the rear. Now sitting back here, we also do have dual mat pockets, and you will find a decent amount of legroom and headroom, but certainly not the best in the class. The seats themselves are also pretty comfortable, especially for long road trips. Coming to the center armrest, we do have a little storage cubby lined with felt, pretty high quality, and then your cup holders. And we also do have heated rear seats as well as rear air vents. Some options do include a rear sunshade as well as rear seat controls for the armrest. Now trunk space can be a little bit better. The trunk is actually very narrow, I have to say. But at least the seats do fold down to maximize cargo space. Then you have your emergency trunk release right here. Full powered passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar. And we also do have a manual thigh extension for the front passenger seat. Pretty nice. And here's your glove box. Lined with felt, nice and damp too. Very high quality. So the Cadillac XTS is an okay choice for a 2015 midsize luxury sedan. If you're looking for one with a pretty luxurious interior and elegant style, the Cadillac XTS certainly fits the bill. However, if you're looking for a midsize luxury sedan with slightly better performance as well as a better infotainment system, you might want to look elsewhere. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.